Hey there, everybody. I am off camera and you know what time it is, right? This is going to be your pick a card reading for the full moon in Taurus while the sun is in Scorpio. Wow, what a powerful combination that is, right? That deep, intense waters of Scorpio energy, and then you've got the full moon coming in this intense earthy Venus energy. So wow, what a combo energetically right now. So if you've been with me before, you know the drill. I have not seen these cards. There are 3 stones that you'll use your intuition to pick from. Many of you choose more than one. Just take your time and breathe it in and see what you're naturally drawn to. That normally is, if you follow that instinct, chances are you're going to get the message that was intended for you. And again, many of you, you feel drawn to more than one and you get messages from more than one pile. Absolutely. I will tell you something that was really different today, you all. So my process, I go through my closet with about 250 decks. I say, Spirit, show me where I'm going. Pull the ones, track me to the decks that I need for this particular moon and this. So I pull my decks, get them on the table. But today, you all, they had me pull some of the guidebooks from the several of the decks, because they said there may be a message in here that goes even deeper from the creator's standpoint, the person who created the deck. So just so you know, if you're wondering why those are sitting over here, I don't know if I'm going to need to go to them or not, but Spirit just said pull them, because when we start getting in here, especially because full moon in Taurus, you think about Taurus energy ruled by Venus. So you think about self-worth, you think about stability, you think about the things in life that give you pleasure, good food, good fabrics, good clothing. Taurus loves and is a very sensual sign, just in terms of the way that it enjoys the things of the earth. A deeply, clearly a earthy sign, but loving the things of the earth like Venus does, right? And stability, Taurus the bull, taking a stand on that, being a fixed sign. So loving to dig in there and get it done. Slow but steady wins the race very often with Taurus energy. So here's your stones today, you all. Pile number 1. Those of you who are drawn to this double, I want to make sure you can see, like, that's two points on this quartz crystal. All right, that's pile number 1. Pile number 2 will be those of you who are drawn to this raw emerald. And it's really heavy, chunky. It's got some marbling in there. Raw emerald, pile number 2. And pile number 3, those of you who are drawn to blue kyanite. Really, really incredible stone. Any crystal collector needs some kyanite in their collection. All right. So just take a moment, breathe those in. Pile number 1, that clear quartz. Pile number 2, that raw emerald. And pile number 3, the kyanite. All right. And we're going to get ready to go in. So let me move these over. Pile number 3 and pile number 2. And let's go in, you all. Pile number 1, know your worth. Know your worth. That is definitely a message that was coming through with this Taurus energy, full moon in Taurus. Stability, self-worth, abundance, all of those Venus kind of things. Know your worth. All right, what came for you? Let's put your crystal up there near the top. 5 of Cups, Mars in Scorpio. So what are you pushing through emotionally to know your worth? Pile number 1. That's coming right out the gate for you. What are you learning emotionally, your emotional development at this time? And with that Mars influence, it is definitely getting you from a certain point to another point. Like you really feel activated, is what Spirit is saying, to get past and move on and grow in your emotional responses. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, Mercury in Virgo. And I love that imagery with those hand in hand in hand, young hand, older hand. That is such a Taurus kind of thing. Mercury in Virgo, though. So again, this is some learning, some lessons, because we know Virgo is about hanging in there, getting the details, sticking through something. 10 of Pentacles, growing what you have. And so talk about Taurus energy, where a lot of the focus you all is on stability. So there's an emotional growth or an emotional call in knowing your worth so that you can feel like you have it all, so that you can depend on it. And lo and behold, look at your next card is the Ace of Pentacles. Because there's a new, you're going from the 10 of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, like there's a cycle, recognizing that you have the potential to not only hold on to what you already have, talk about that Taurus stability, not only hold on to what you have or take an approach to being more stable, but also new opportunities coming for you to be able to do it, new ways to go about it. And again, with Pentacles, it is what actually tangibly shows up. It is your money. It is your home. It is your relationships. It is your health, your body, right? So there's a fullness that you're reaching because of this emotional development that you're undergoing. And it resets the clock for you to even find new and better ways, perhaps, to feel stable, to know your worth, to act on those things that build your worth. And here comes the Six of Swords as your fourth tarot card. I always pull 4 tarot to get going in these pick-a-piles. So Six of Swords says, cool. You've set some things in motion. Emotionally, you're growing. You're putting yourself in check emotionally so that you can take total stock from the Ace to the 10, total stock of what makes you feel stable and your self-worth. If you have a strong sense of self-worth, then your ability to attract abundance and to live abundantly, to change your perspective even emotionally about what abundant life even shows up for with you. That's the Six of Swords, showing again you moving into this next segment of time. And I do feel a 6 calling in terms of a time frame here, perhaps the next 6 months, 6 weeks. There's something where that 6 is relevant. But Six of Swords in general in tarot is, of course, many of you know, it is moving forward. It is a path forward, and it feels like a path, like a feeling really refreshed, because of that Ace of Pentacles. So maybe you've got some new plans for how to manage your money, what you want to do with your work, how you want to live, what good living really means for you. Like, do you really need all the stuff? Or, for some of you, this Ace feels like a cleaning out some closets, giving away some stuff that you no longer need. And in doing that, rather than feeling like you lost something, it'll actually make you feel more abundant. It just gives you a different sense. Okay. Now going to your oracle cards, you have Artemis, focus, and notice the Jupiter symbol on there. So you're focused. Definitely this full moon in Taurus has got you, pile number 1, with the goddess Artemis, like totally ready, totally on point, totally trusting yourself. And I knew it was going to happen because I don't work with Artemis very much. I knew that's why Spirit had me pull these books. So I'm going to look at Artemis. Oh, I thought that was Jupiter. I think that's the number 4. It sure did come off to me like Jupiter. I'm gonna hang in there with that. There was a reason for that. All right, Artemis, focus. So the empowerment message, it says, in order to fully embrace intentions, to be abundant, to live abundantly, you have set in motion and your current conditions. It's important to seize the moment. Now is the time you can truly make your mark. As the Greek goddess of the hunt, Artemis will help guide your arrow. Surrender yourself to the process of whatever is calling your attention. Immerse yourself fully in whatever needs your focus and allow yourself the experience of deep, abiding trust. All right? They're saying soften your focus and allow the fulfillment of your desire to come into you as it will. Whether you hit your mark now is not the point. Rest your eyes and release the tension in your body. I get it. So Spirit is saying this reset in that Ace of Pentacles pile number 1 and knowing how you want to move forward, Spirit is just saying it's important to have a focus. Don't get too tied up in that Virgo energy. Don't get too tied up in whether or not you feel like you get it right. The key is to get a plan together moving forward that makes you feel more abundant. That whether it is emotionally, your self-worth, feeling more confident in yourself, more deserving, just kind of lightening up a little bit in terms of being able to put the past aside, take hold on and take complete credit for all the good that you've done, but use that as a focal point to move you forward. You have, and there is no way I'm going to say this name right, Vajrayogini, the essence of all Buddhas. I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. Now, everything is material is very, very tied into this Taurus energy, this full moon in Taurus, all about earth, all about what you have, all about enjoying those luxuries, right? And little things can be luxuries. It can be, the luxury of having your health, the luxury of being able to walk, have two legs, the luxury of enjoying your senses, being able to taste, smell, hear. You know what I'm saying? Those things can be. So the essence of the Buddhas, everything is material for my liberation. Liberation stands out there as well. There's a sense of freedom that you are moving toward, pile number one. It's the freedom to be yourself. It's the freedom to embrace what is luxurious to you, what feels good in your life, to be able to focus on that and determine that for yourself. There's the emotional growth. That Mars in Scorpio with that 5 of Cups coming says, listen, I decide for myself how I want this to go. There's a blossoming for some of you. I love that there's all those flowers in that image of the 10 of Earth. There's a blossoming that's happening. Flowers in your Ace of Pentacles as well. And that blossoming, and you're like locked in on it. You're like, I get it. It's about what you think. You have the 5th house that comes for you astrologically. 5th house is what? Leo? So playfulness, pleasure again, right? Leo's, pleasure, showing up, enjoying life, enjoying everything that life has to give, feeling abundant. And also, again, over and over again, Spirit is saying this is about redefining perhaps your message or your beliefs around what abundance looks like in your life. That's the self-worth piece of it. It's, I give this to myself. Some of you are going to start to give and feed into yourself more than you have in the past. You're recognizing that that's not being selfish. That's actually promoting the energy of abundance, feeding into yourself. You have wisdom that comes with Palace. This brings me back to your first card of that 5 of Cups, that Mars in Scorpio. There is this wisdom, but the wisdom is taking root. There's nothing wishy-washy. And thinking about Taurus energy being very stable, right? Earthy, the bull. There's nothing wishy-washy at this time, pile number one, about, put that down there, about your focus. There's no, when you lock in, there's not going to be any, let me redo it. Maybe I didn't get it right. Maybe I need to. No, the Spirit is saying, trust your gut, because your wisdom, you've done enough on the front end that your wisdom, notice even these lotus flowers. Lotus, we know, blooms from the mud, right? It's like the stuff that you have to go through. That 5 of Cups, the struggles, sometimes emotional struggles, those things wind up. If you can sit still with it long enough and let yourself grow, let yourself mature, let your wisdom really take shape, then that's what clears the way for all of this new abundance that's coming your way. And that Ace of Pentacles, loving what you already have, loving what you've already built, having gratitude for that, and doing that starts the cycle of what comes next. And you will love it and enjoy it because of that 5th house energy. Playful, showing up, laughter, sunshine. All right. There's a portal. Ooh, all right now. There's a portal that's opened for you all, or is in the act of opening, and you're ready to take the next step in your own journey of what brings you pleasure, what brings you stability, what brings you a sense of your life, everything that you're working for, all the everything that you're doing spiritually to stay on top of things. That's why you watch this kind of video. Everything that you're doing spiritually, everything that you're doing financially, everything that you're doing in your love life. And even if you're single, loving your pets, loving your friends, loving your family, like all of that takes energy. And there's a portal that all of that energy is leading you to level up and get to the next phase. And I think of many of you going, this portal is drawing me back to this Artemis focus card, because I think a lot of this has to do with 2026, like being really developing your plans and having and being ready to walk through the portal into the new year, resetting. You've got Pegasus that comes, the winged horse. There's a this feels going back. Remember, you got that liberation with the essence of the Buddhas. This feels very liberating and carrying you through that portal. There is spiritual assistance, pile number one, to get you through that portal. You don't even have to struggle to get to the next level. You don't even have to struggle to get to this reset. You don't even have to struggle to find laughter and enjoy life and set yourself up. Focus on a life of enjoyment, especially in 2026 because of Pegasus. That energy coming with you. You have expression. Find your voice, something maybe bottled up emotions, and communicate. So, find your voice, bottled up emotions. Remember, we started with your Five of Cups and that Mars in Scorpio. There's a release. And because of your release, because of your expression, because of your willingness to go that route, to be heard. That's a very fifth house energy as well. Talk about Leo. Leo makes no excuse for showing up. Hear me roar. I'm going to say what I said. I said what I said and stick by it. It's really showing up for yourself. Pile number one. There's some tremendous lessons that you all are undergoing and you have been undergoing about your self-worth and expressing your truth, standing on your truth and doing it joyfully. There's not a feeling of aggression or an act of defiance or having to fight your way through any of this. With that winged horse and the portal open and you having the tools that you need with your focus, that it's like things start clicking. That liberation spirit is just like ushering you through. And the more you speak it into existence, be very aware of your affirmations, of what you speak out loud. If you write something on a page, I have, I am, those affirmations, read them out loud. There's something to you giving your voice. And I just remember, they reminded me, if I'm not mistaken, Taurus rules the throat. And the throat is that expression. Taurus rules the throat. So it's important as you think about things, as you write things down, sit back after it's written and read it out loud and let it resonate, let it vibrate around you. You've got the fifth power that comes, I am a body and a soul. Fifth power, the number 5 is very important. You just got that fifth house. Pay attention to the number 5. 5 cycles being important for you all, pile number 1. So you've got the fifth power, I am a body and a soul. There's a merging, and your self-worth and stability under the influence of this full moon in Taurus has to do with a recognizing or a recognition that while your body in its very physical form that it deserves and desires certain pleasures and well-being, there's also your soul that leads you there. That's who accompanies you through the portal, is your soul. And recognizing that that in this Taurus energy, there's a pull for you to, I am a body and a soul. And if you see yourself as both body and a spirit and a soul, then that affirms your the fact that you deserve what you want. Because it's not just you being in your body, being human, keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing. It's that as a divine spark, you came here to experience certain earthly pleasures, right? And so your soul reminds you of that. All right. We have a message of warning that comes. Now I knew, again, I pulled these books. Let's see what that is about. Number 33, a message of warning. Let's look at it. Let's handle it. Nothing to get, nothing to get uptight about. If there's a caution, we identify it and we deal with it. All right, number 33. Let's see what this is about. A message of warning. All right. This card, this card is here to help you connect to your psychic abilities. Ooh, take a moment to visualize the card. I got that light going. I hope that works. Oh, well, I guess it would help if I held it up right side up, huh, y'all? I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Take a moment to visualize the card. You are invited to receive a message of warning from your soul, your spirit guides. Write down what you feel. Look at the card for as long as you need. You're invited to see a message on your own beyond the card's description. Be confident in yourself. That didn't tell me as much as I hoped it would. I want to go further on that. Let's see here. What is that message? Spirit, help me understand a little more about that message. I'm going to go back. I found it. That same deck. What is that message? What is it? What is that message of warning for pile number 1? Help. I'm going to pay attention to that because the way it just fell out the deck. Help. Ah, okay. I get it. I don't feel like this is a dire, we see warning and we're like, oh, wait a minute. What's up? The thing is, remember that, let's keep it in line with what we're seeing here. Portal, ease of movement with that Pegasus horse. Everything was looking easy and flowing. But I think the warning here is, Spirit is saying, remember what you just had here. Body and spirit. Some of you may have a tendency, because you get focused on something, that you just lock in and go and you forget to check in with spirit. Remember, the message in this card had to do with your psychic self, your higher self. And so spirit is saying the warning here is, it's nothing dire or bad, but it's saying, remember, you have help. And so when you get ready to make a move, when you are planning, however your next projects, your next things, the things that how you move around in the world, you're buying something, purchasing something, making a major decision, focused on what you want to do. That's great. But Spirit is saying, check in with us. Don't get so I'm ready to go that you forget to check in with us, because then if you do that, you might miss a step and not avail yourself of the help that psychically is available to you. All right? All right, you all. And look, confirmation. I didn't even see this until I just looked down to see what the next card was. Deep listening. There you have it. That's the confirmation. So again, don't worry about that. When you got that warning is just a caution from your guide saying, you are body and soul. So don't get so detailed in your planning around what your goals are, etc. You get it. That you forget we're there, because that's what that deep listening is for. And it says, I invite you to inner silence where the world resounds. So Spirit is just saying, in the midst of all of this, all of this movement that's coming towards you, that Six of Swords, moving forward, going through the portal, having joy, feeling free, feeling liberated, expressing yourself, understanding more about the connection of your mind with your soul, or your body with your soul, understanding your divinity, your self-worth was a major thing, your wisdom, embracing the wisdom that you've earned, coming up now out of, as the lotus, out of that mud, out of your experiences. So all of this is happening for you, and they're saying just take a moment and listen to the music. And I just heard music. So for some of you, this is take a moment, you put on your music, put on your, put on your whatever calms and soothes your nervous system. Do some deep listening. Some of you like flute music. Some of you like nature sounds. I'm hearing ocean and wind and chimes, whatever gives you that deep listening, because again, the more you do that, the more you get into your psychic senses. And finally, the animal that comes to help you during this time is the snake. Deeply transformative. Creation. Deeply transformative. And creating also fertility. People think of snake as with a negative connotation. Snakes are known for rebirth. They are known for regeneration. They are known for renewal. They are known for fertility. And they are known for sensuality, pleasures of life, right? Doesn't always have to be in a physical context. It can also be just those things that appeal to the senses. Venus, Taurus. All right. All right, pile number 1. Woo, that was a ride. I feel like that was a marathon, but in a good way. Like we finished it, we got through it, and I hope that that message is helpful to you all. Okay? All right, we'll put that up there. And now moving on to pile number 2. Those of you who were drawn to the raw emerald, let's put that there. And let's see. Full moon in Taurus for you. All right, we have the Ten of Swords, the Sun in Gemini. So there's a resting period that feels like it's coming for you in this full moon in Taurus, because you've been busy. Your mind's been going in every direction, with the Knight of Earth grounding you. And notice that Knight of Earth comes in the element of air. So yes, this is starting out. I can see Spirit is saying this full moon in Taurus for you, pile number 2, is slowing down, like mentally slowing down. I had to take a sip of my drink, my coffee. Slowing it down. Preparing for winter. Preparing for whatever eases your mind. You have the Nine of Pentacles. How you're spending, how you're growing, work that you're doing that's reaching a crescendo, or where you can really see the progress that you've been making or are making. There's opportunities for you to be able to complete your projects. And maybe that's what's really been occupying your mind in that Ten of Swords energy, as you've just been supercharged. And for some of you, I'm getting that you might even be a little frustrated because whatever you need financially in particular, we're talking about this Taurus energy. So for some of you, it's literally what you have coming in the door. And if any of you are impacted by shutdowns, etc., that are going on right now, then that's what I'm seeing right here. But there's a slowing. I got to keep going. I want to see how that. I knew it was coming. Thank you, Spirit. Look, you have the Seven of Wands. Stand your ground. Have courage. Know that this is a moment in time. And I know that's easier said than done. I get it, you all. I get it. If for those of you who this is maybe your situation right now, that you've got some real legitimate concerns about your what you're building. Because again, Taurus is about stability. Full moon in Taurus. It does highlight stability. It highlights what we know, our home life. Home life is very important. The physical features of a home. are very important. And so, but Spirit is saying, stand your ground, because you've got Lilith who comes. Now we're getting into your oracles. You've got the goddess Lilith who speaks up, and she says independence. So there's an energy here, even though I know it takes energy to keep believing and going in it. There's something here where the goddess Lilith is saying, if you are undergoing a period of transition, or there's some tentativeness in your situation right now, that it is leading you to being more self-reliant. Some of you, if you have not already done so already, you may be thinking about, or it's time to consider, alternative means or streams of income, ways that you reshape. I want to see what happens here. The next card, Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Love it. Talking about self-worth, which is the basis of this reading, this full moon in Taurus. Spirit is saying on another level, and I understand the practicalities. I get it. At the end of the day, bills need to be paid. Money needs to come in. I get it. But Spirit is saying they're energetically, you're being positioned so that you will have all that you need. It comes through you developing a spirit of independence. Because for some of you, if you have aligned yourself with a job, with a marriage, with a family, with something that has shaped your survival or your sense of safety and stability, and if that seems to be undergoing some sort of shift, or you are concerned that a shift may occur in the future, then your way to approach that with Spirit's blessings is to stay brave. See it as an opportunity for independence. Some of you may be widowed or widowers, and that has caused a shift in your perception of your stability, right? Because your partner may not be here any longer, or that parent or whomever may not be here. But again, Spirit is saying, I see and accept all that I am, because you have nothing to hide. And it's, these shifts are taking you from being in the I don't want to call it the shadow of another person or a job or a company, but just urging you to step out on your own in that independence. You have the fourth house that comes, and we know that's ruled by Cancer, and that is very involved in family. In fact, notice the shape of the home there, and love, home is where the heart is kind of situation. And that's perfectly in alignment with this full moon in Taurus, because again, it is about home and stability, and what makes us, the things that we fill our home with that make us feel loved and comfortable. So again, for some of you, if that is what feels like there's some shifts, or you're not quite, there's some uncertainty, whatever's prompting that Ten of Swords energy, it's about resetting and embracing it and knowing that you're going to be okay. Gratitude comes. There's a stillness that Spirit is saying. If you can get still, get your thoughts in check and get still, that this gratitude for what you have launches you into more in that Nine of Pentacles. And I know we say that all the time, like it almost becomes a cliche, express gratitude, express gratitude. But gratitude is an energy frequency. It is an energy frequency. And it is something that Spirit responds to, the universe responds to. That old saying, God loves a cheerful giver. There's some of that there, where universally, however you have faith, however you operate in your faith, that universally, when we operate in a space of gratitude for what we have, we create space for more of that to come. The universe takes note of that and says, oh, okay, you like that? We'll give you more. You have the whole self that comes, pile number 2. There's there are pieces, some of you have for all the right reasons, you've given a lot of yourself to others. And again, I feel like it's for some of you, it's a business situation, a career situation where you've been absolutely devoted to your career, your company, your education, etc. For others, it could be absolutely devoted to your spouse, your lover, your partner, your family, your children. And now those shifts that may be occurring for whatever reason, it's what it's doing is it's leading you to becoming full in yourself. I have nothing to hide. I accept all that I am. I see and accept all that I am. So there's a recognition of yourself independent of the whatever label you call yourself, an accountant, a psychic, a business person, a wife, a mother, a father. You see what I mean? Of all the many labels that we acquire and the titles that we acquire simply by virtue of living in this world, right? The seeing yourself is what this full moon in Taurus is bringing. The value of that, the value of yourself is what is coming for you. There's a garden, and that is you growing. That is literally you growing. I'm drawn back to this gratitude card with all of that lush greenery around her, right? And again, that's not, male, female, doesn't matter. You're growing. You are growing into the person that you came here to be. And this full moon in Taurus is highlighting for you what is really important. Gratitude for what's really important. Who's really important? How much do you really need? And to the extent that you really need it and you don't have it, then it's this developing that sense of self that says, I deserve it. I deserve it. There's intimacy that comes. Connect, discover, and voice your needs, explore, and heal. Okay. I'm drawn back to those of you who may have either experienced death of a spouse, divorce, cheating, whatever has it where that person is no longer there. Your period of waiting for intimacy that you've had some thoughts about, right? We started out with that Ten of Swords, but your time of waiting for that is coming to an end. This developing your whole self, this sense of independence, this being ready to blossom is preparing you for intimacy because you need it. And remember, Taurus, ruled by Venus, has no problem with saying, I deserve love. I deserve the piece of cake. I deserve the hot coffee with some cream in it and some sugar, if even if it's a sweetener. Whatever. But that's intimacy. And I think this is intimacy physically with another, and being willing to start to explore that again. And it is intimacy with yourself in really getting in touch with yourself in the earth. Notice that even though this is a message of intimacy, she's not with anyone else. She's with the universe. She's with herself. She's with her own energy. That's what opens the door for it. You have the first power. Darkness makes vision possible. So this is some shadow work. And remembering as well that this full moon in Taurus is taking place while we're in Scorpio season. And we know that's a prime time for shadow work. Confronting and paying attention to and not resisting, not judging, but just looking at our habits and the ways that certain things have shown up in our life that have become that shadow. Is there a shadow that is slowing you down from enjoying intimacy in your life? Darkness makes vision possible. Because when you undergo certain challenges and then you discover in that process your whole self, independent of anybody in the past, independent of that ex, independent of that parent, that mother, that father, that sibling, independent of that child, independent of anybody else, that boss, that super independent of anybody else. That's what makes your vision possible. And doggone if we don't have the next card as YONU. All right? Talk about a confirmation. This is all about you. This full moon in Taurus, your whole self, you yourself and I, or you yourself and you, right? Or you saying me, myself, and I. Like that's the vibe right here, you all, hands down. That's the vibe. Me, myself, and I. That's what this full moon in Taurus is about for you all. Is this claiming it, embracing it, giving gratitude for it, feeling safe and comfortable in it. And if you are ready, if you do that work and then you're ready to connect, boom, there you go. Now that vision is possible. Darkness makes that vision possible. You have, okay, all right, Spirit, double down on it. Why don't you? Here we go. Sacred sexuality. Can't make it up. Different decks. I'm going to let you all be grown and figure out some of this for yourself. Okay? All right? I'm not even going to start spelling all of that out. You know what it means if you were drawn to this pile and you were drawn to this reading. You know what it means. Reconnect with the source of your divine sexuality. Boom. I'm going to park it right there. Park it in a VIP spot. Boom. All right? And your animal helper is tarantula, and doggone if its keyword is not connection. Tarantula, and the keyword there is connection. I am feeling drawn. Where is that deck? There it is. I'm feeling drawn to get the message for that. What is the number on there, Spirit? 13. Tarantula. I feel like there's a message there. Hold on. Whoop! Sorry about that. I hit the mic. I hit the cord for the mic. All right. What is that? Where was it? 13. Let's see here. All right. It's time to bring together disparate aspects of your life. Everything is connected. When you are afraid or unsure, it is important to know you are never alone. You can do magic. We all can. Woo! Okay. So, the magic, spider magic, and specifically tarantula magic is protective and connective. Webs don't just trap prey, they support and protect the spider as well. It is a mistake to think that spider magic is evil or dangerous, as very few cultures see the spider in this fashion. When you feel you need greater connection to life, or you need support, particularly in creative matters, ask the spider for help. All right. So maybe do some research on that as it pertains to the spider, the energy of the spider. But it is about connection. And you've got a lot of stuff going on here with connection, intimate connection. And that your preparation for intimate connection comes from your connection to yourself, the whole self, your independence, and your garden, being ready to flourish and grow. All right, pile number 2. That was amazing. That was really amazing. I'd love to hear your feedback from that and hear what your thoughts are. All righty. And now going to pile number 3. Those of you who were drawn to the Kyanite, let's see what this self-worth and full moon in Taurus has for you. All right, you're starting out with the aces. Ace of Wands, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Ready to start. feeling passionate about a new project. Some of you, fire we know is a deeply spiritual element. So some of you are really, this full moon in Taurus has you really gamed up and juiced up around your spiritual engagement, using your cards, if you're a reader, using your psychic gifts, discovering what your gifts are, like really being engaged spiritually. And you have Capricorn that comes, of course, meaning unfortunately, I am a Capricorn sun, so I always kind of like, why'd y'all have to assign that the devil? But I get it. It has to do with ambition, and it has to do with fears around that, and sometimes being tentative and afraid to start over because of feeling like something's holding you back, but that's not real. Remember, part of the devil's energy in tarot is always because it's false. The thing that holds us back, the doubt, the relationship, the toxicity, Spirit says you can walk away from that anytime you're ready. That's what gets you to that ace energy. You have the King of Wands and the Hierophant. I'm being pulled to get both of those at the same time. The King of Wands and the Hierophant. Some of you, if you chose this pile, some of you are ready to go in a new direction. Going to that, back to that ace. But you may be feeling a little hampered because there's someone in your life whose opinion perhaps you really do respect with that Hierophant energy. A boss, a spiritual teacher or mentor, a parental figure, but there's someone whose opinion there, Spirit is saying you may have to break from a little bit in order to really explore what this next stage is for you. You've got, I'm going to mess up this name, Nemisidine, meaning the past. I'll hold it up so you can see it for yourself. The past. So, is this a father figure? Is this an ex, regardless of your orientation, is this an ex-partner? You're ready to start again, but there's an aspect of the past that's holding you in place with that. 37, I want to get a deeper message on that from the deck, from the creator of the deck. Let's see what's coming up. 37. All right. There are certain moments within your personal history that hold great treasure for you now. When you examine your memories, empowered wisdom is revealed. The lessons you find are like sacred talismans contained within your past, like fossils in amber. Right now, you can trust your instincts that if something brings to mind your past, it has a kernel of the old in the new. It's an amazing opportunity to make informed choices to do things differently. Our stories can hold us hostage, that devil energy. Our stories can hold us hostage to a past that no longer serves us. There we go. All right. So in plain English, this full moon in Taurus, pile number 3, is offering you an energy to take steps forward actively, passionately, coming in fire, right? Creatively. But the past, and to the extent that you still are tied to some experience with someone in the past that perhaps had great influence over you, and the Hierophant can also represent corporate entities, institutions of tradition. So whatever's got you in that mode, that's where you're moving past right now. You've got Amaterasu. I'm sorry, I know I'm jacking up these pronunciations. The goddess of light. And she says, we're all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. What is spirit? And notice, I feel a tie between that light and the fire. Is that a match? That sure is. Light and that fire, the light. There's Spirit is trying to show you something, pile number 3. Like literally, literal level, full moon in Taurus, you may want to light a candle, light a scented candle, light a candle that pleases your senses, because Taurus energy ruled by Venus. Light a candle that really pleases your senses, because spirit is trying to show you something. Spirit is trying to put you in front of a mirror to show you the truth, because one of the things about the Capricorn, that devil energy, is it's deceptive. You can really be convinced of, this is who it was, this is how it happened, I know this is why it happened, blah, 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 blah. Like we construct those things based off of the past and those memories, but there's something spirit is trying to show you about that. And lo and behold, you've got Pisces that comes, trying to reveal a deeper truth, trying to show you through dreams, through your imagination, not letting your imagination get carried away with you, but using it constructively to go towards the future. In fact, I'm going to put that over there by that goddess of light. Spirit is trying to show you all something, pile number 3. And also, you were drawn to this Kyanite, which is an incredible protector and cleanser. Like you are being cleansed through the fire, right? Fire is cleansing and purifying as an element as well. You have a release that comes for you. Look at that. Last quarter, a release. A release of what is holding you to your past. This past person, thing, whatever has taken away your power and has made you feel incapable. That's what's being released. That's what spirit, this full moon. And look, here we go. Come on with it, spirit. Transformation. There's a transformation that you are undergoing or about to undergo with the doggone star that comes. I was led to go ahead and pull that now too, with the star. There is such a forward-focused momentum for you all, pile number 3. But the key to it is to embrace the transformation, see the past, and call it out for what it is. Release it. Call it out for what it is and reimagine. That Pisces watery energy coming with that fire is like you reimagining what you want it to look like. What do you want reflected back to you from your own life? Your self-worth. That was a major prompting when I sat down to do these readings today in Taurus. Stability, self-worth, value, valuing your own self. And if whatever that was diminished your sense of self, now is the time for the reset. Now is the time. That star energy transformation, really, now is the time. Look at this. Awareness. You see that? Awareness, pile number 3. And it says, key to healing, notice your patterns. That's that toxic stuff. Illusions and taking a pause. The Pisces energy coming into effect there too. Like you're aware, spirit is taking you, and that's why that you got that mirror energy, because there's something that spirit really your guides really want you to see it for what it is. Spirit, see it for what it is. Pile number 3, and when you do that, you take power back over it. That's when the transformation occurs. You really didn't need that person. You really didn't need that job. You really were better than they gave you credit for. You get what I'm saying? It's like this reimagining of it, and it heightens your awareness so that you can release and embrace the transformation. You have the dove. The spirit speaks through the body. The body never lies. Now, the devil energy is very much tied to the body. And if for some of you, you had a intimate relationship with someone who devalued you, then there's a reset and a release, because there's a rebirth and a transformation that is happening literally within your body. The body never lies. So, and not even intimately, but I'm getting, sometimes when you are around certain people, you get triggered. Like there's something in their energy that just says, I don't know about that. Pay attention. The body never lies. there's a karmic message that comes for you. And I think the karmic message is it's time to release. Whatever it is that drew you or allowed you to experience these controlling circumstances or controlling energy, that maybe you stepped back from your own power or you allowed somebody to take away your voice for whatever reason. Understandable, no judgment. But now the karmic message is that's over. Now is the time to release that. Release the chains. Break the chains. You have the circle of life. I give you my blessing to accomplish your quest. Thank you. From the medicine woman. The circle of life. Transformation. This full moon in Taurus for you all. And remembering as well, I don't know if I said this earlier on in the reading, that in tarot, the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus. So this is definitely a timely reading for you. The circle of life and this transformation is because you are aware or becoming aware of some influence over your life that has not served you. And this prompting from spirit with that ace of fire and this goddess who comes back to mirror that light is saying, I'm ready now. I'm ready to release it. I'm ready to set my sights on the future. 2026, beyond, I'm ready to set my sights on the future and listen to my body, listen to my instincts. Your animal spirit that comes is the chameleon, change. Oh my gosh. Once again, transformation. The chameleon. Sorry about that ring light. Transformation. Release. Let it go. And remembering as well, thank you, Spirit, remembering that when we even talk about the cycles of the moon, pile number 3, new moons are very much around manifestation, setting our intentions. We know that, right? We think about what we want to pull in. Full moons are about release. Full moons are about it. It's like where things have come to a fullness, full moon, so that now we're ready to let it go, let that situation go, and get set for the next new cycle. Ace, how you started out, your ace of fire. What is it? Spirit is saying, what is it in this full moon in Taurus that you are ready to see, become aware of, that has been holding you back so that you can release it? It is in the past. And you can embrace change. Boom, clear as day. Or so I say. All right, pile number 3. I hope that was helpful. I would love to hear from you and get your feedback on that. It's a beautiful reading. It was a really powerful reading and quite transformative. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will look forward to your comments, and I will talk to you real soon. I'll post the decks that I used in the description box. All right, bye.